guys, welcome to Bake With Me. We, as usual, are going to do two fantastic things. I am going to teach you how to make gluten-free oatmeal raisin cookies, and I am going to introduce you to a very, very special guest who is near and dear to my heart for many reasons. She has joined us today because she has severe anxiety, and I'm the one telling you that because this is a really big deal for her to join us today and to share her world. So please, please stay tuned for this beautiful, wonderful human being. Let's welcome Aubrey. Yes, so I thank you so much for being here. I know how difficult it is, and I appreciate it because I think it's so helpful for people to hear your story and hear how you deal with your anxiety. So thank you.
Thank you.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about your anxiety with us?
I became aware of my anxiety several years ago after a car accident, but I am now aware that I've had anxiety my whole life. I just didn't see it as a child, and as a 20-something.
The car accident may have exacerbated those types of symptoms for you.
Right. But once I became mindful of the issue, I started a journey of learning how to manage it.
Good. And I would think everyone wants to hear about how you do that because it can be helpful to other people. Let's teach them how to make some gluten-free oatmeal raisin cookies, and while we do that, we'll continue to talk. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to start with our dry ingredients, and we are going to mix 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour. As always, you can use any flour you want if you do not have to be gluten-free, but I choose to use gluten-free flour to keep myself safe. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You don't want your cookies too salty. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Soda, not powder, right? I kept wanting powder, but we're gonna go with the soda today. So we're just gonna whisk that up just a tiny little bit here, and then we're gonna continue on with our sugars. This is why they're so delicious. We have 1 cup of packed brown sugar, and we have a 1/2 cup of white sugar. And again, I always use organic cane sugar. So we have a 1/2 cup of organic cane sugar here. All right, so I'm going to stir this, and then while I stir this, would you mind sharing a little bit about how you deal with your anxiety?
I have found several ways to manage it. Being aware of it and being mindful is a big thing. For example, when I first walked on set here, my heart rate jumped, my chest tightened, and I knew I had to breathe.
Breathing's important.
So that's what I did. I started taking deep breaths and breathing. Meditation, days away at the beach, nature is amazing.
Nature's good. Connections
with people, and the big thing is pushing myself outside my comfort zone.
Yes.
Doing big things like this, joining improv where I met you, and just doing things that make me completely uncomfortable but show me that I can be uncomfortable and be in fear, and I will live.
And that's just it. Being comfortable, or in essence being uncomfortable, is just a feeling.
Exactly.
We have every ability to make that feeling go away by the things that we choose to do, like deep breathing or doing fun things, or putting us, when you come out of your comfort zone, that's when you learn. That's when you start to do things. You grow, absolutely. So while we're growing some oats, we have 2.5 cups of oats. These are gluten-free oats, yes, but you have to get a gluten-free oat because there's potential for the oats to have been grown by the wheat or any type, something, or rye or barley, something that has gluten. So you want to make sure and get a bag of gluten-free oats. So we are putting 2.5 cups of oats for our oatmeal raisin cookies, and I'm just going to toss that up a little bit. All right, so what do you think would be important for people to know about people with anxiety? And anxiety comes in many forms,
yes,
right?
Many forms.
Some people can have situational anxiety, they can have chronic anxiety, severe anxiety, test anxiety. There are so many different levels.
Yes.
But the things that you're talking about could be helpful to anyone with any type of anxiety.
Yes. I mean, I think the way you manage anxiety, I don't think it really matters what the level or what it is. Specifically, the way you manage it is basically the same for everybody. Yeah. Because you have to learn to be in control of your mind and your body.
Yes.
Your thoughts, because that's where most of our anxiety comes from, is our thoughts.
Yes, we can get in our heads, and there are definitely clinical and medical reasons, you know, for anxiety that we can't control, no matter how much we deep breathe or how much we know. So we know that for sure. But there are ways that you can help yourself through it.
Right.
We have 10 tablespoons of butter, so that's 1 full stick plus an additional 2 tablespoons, and it's softened, not melted, not cold, because if it's cold, you're never going to be able to mix it. We are going to dump it into our bowl. Okay, sorry if I cut you off. Is there anything else that you feel?
Well, you asked what people should know.
Oh, yeah.
I think in a lot of ways we all deal with anxiety at different levels, especially these days. And but people with severe anxiety, I think people need to realize that if someone seems awkward or uncomfortable, it's really because they feel awkward and uncomfortable, and maybe rather than judging or making them feel more uncomfortable, just showing a little kindness and compassion. Most people with severe anxiety sit in a room like this and we're terrified.
Yes.
And it feels very lonely. And so when someone will take the courage to just kind of step out their own comfort zone, and speak to you.
Do you mind talking about it? Because for me, I've been working with people with disabilities for a very, very long time. So I'm very comfortable. If I'm not sure what to say, I'll say, hey, you look a little uncomfortable. How can I make this more comfortable for you? Does that make it more uncomfortable, or would it give you an opportunity to tell me how I should deal with the situation?
For me personally, I'm at a place in my life where I like to talk about it. I think the more I talk about it, it's better for me, but even more so better for the people I meet on my journey, because it's something that a lot of us live. We feel we're all alone in it, and like nobody else feels this way. But the sad thing is most of us do, just at different levels. So I am at a place where if someone did approach me and ask me about it, I definitely
wouldn't mind talking.
No, not at all.
Awesome, I appreciate that. So this butter is nice and thick, so I'm trying to get the big chunkies out. So what we're going to do next, we have lightly beaten 2 eggs, and we're going to put those eggs in. And we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to try to combine all of these ingredients. Would you mind grabbing the cookie sheet and bringing that on over? Because once we have all this stirred, Aubrey is going to scoop out our cookies.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but you just got to work that work out, because these cookies are delicious. So we're making oatmeal raisins today, but you can choose to put in whatever you want. If you want to trade out the raisins for chocolate chips, that is oatmeal chocolate chip cookies are delicious. Butterscotch. You can separate your batter and do half raisin, half, you like butterscotch? Is that what you said? Oh.
Oatmeal scotchies is what I grew up
with. Ooh, nice. I don't think I've ever tried that. So you could do butterscotch. So what I would recommend, if you have picky eaters in your house, you can break up the batter and put in whatever you want into each cookie. So we're trying to make it all nice and tacky, otherwise your cookies won't stay together. I don't know, man. Show me your guns, because this girl's tired.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see.
See, there's lots of loose powder. You want to get all that. There you go. Well, she might have bigger guns than me. She's right. All right, while you do that, I'm going to sprinkle in. We have 3/4 cup of raisins. Again, you can trade that out for whatever. Lovely. Let's sprinkle it so it kind of goes further. This makes about 24 to 30 cookies. I've gotten almost 30 cookies out of it. I guess it depends on how big your scoop is. But about 24 good size oatmeal raisin cookies will come out of this batter. You are doing good, girl. You're gonna have to come to my kitchen.
Just for the muscle.
Just for the muscle. And the company. She's great, right, everybody? She's great.
As long as I get the gluten-free goodies at the end.
Thank you. Yes, gluten-free goodies. All right. We are good. So we are going to take the scoop and we're going to get nice rounded scoops. You scrape your scooper up the side of the bowl and make it flat so you have a flat base. And we're going to bake these delicious cookies in an oven at 350 degrees for approximately 12 minutes. What you want to make sure, they may still look a little bit soft in the middle, but the edges around the side will be nice and brown. So Aubrey's going to finish this up. We're going to pop them in the oven and we'll see you when we have our oatmeal raisin cookies ready for you. Welcome back. Our cookies are baked. Our oatmeal raisin cookies are beautiful. We have a nice dark brown edge around the rim. And when they first came out, they looked a little soft in the middle, but you let them continue to cool and bake on your countertop when you take your cookies out. So they are nice and perfect. And Aubrey, I just want to say thank you so much. I know how difficult and how challenging this was for you. Is there anything else that you would like for us to know before we go?
Well, thank you for having me. It's been fun. And mostly with anxiety, I think the key is just surrounding yourself with good people, positive people, a good support group, whatever that may look like.
Okay.
Like our beautiful improv group and this beautiful lady here.
What, me?
And my beautiful family. You have to have support. It can be very lonely and alienating, anxiety. So.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your story. Yes. Would you like to try an oatmeal raisin cookie?
I've been waiting.
All right, let's toast. Yes. To oatmeal raisin cookies and to beautiful people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Oh, shoot, that's good. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm a good baker.
Imagine.
I should teach people how to do this.
Really? My goodness.
Oh, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. My favorite. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want more information on the disability that you learned about today, click the link below. And please subscribe to our channel. Peace, love, and happiness.